Alrighty, guys, this is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and to kind of really give my thoughts. I mean, I already kind of gave it on the stream. If you guys hadn't checked out my reaction to the teaser trailer, go check that on the live stream. I'll put the link in there because it seems to not be up yet. I know YouTube's not really processing this stuff really good, but it is up on YouTube. It's just not being listed for some reason on the the feed or whatever for people. But yeah, it is linked for people to watch or comment and all that good stuff. Um, so I'm gonna kind of really get into more of my in-depth perspective on this whole Dragon Ball Daima or Daima. So apparently, because as we all know, there was a Geekdom 101 had reported a couple of things that he'd found out a couple weeks before this news broke that the show was supposed to be called Dragon Ball Magic. And there were a couple other little things that he talked about that I think didn't really exactly come true, but there were some stuff certainly in relation that did come true based on his based on the trailer. So it does seem like Geekdom was accurate with the stuff that was reported. It just was kind of brought in a different order. At least it seemed like that. Like I remember him making a video about the show was going to be focused on Goku and Supreme Kai being kids, and I don't recall him saying that everybody was going to turn into a kid. So obviously that thing didn't get revealed. So I'm sure that was a shock to everybody. Um, but apparently the whole magic name that was supposed to be the name, supposedly from what I'm hearing, not just from Geekdom, but there were a couple other people that were talking about this, some insiders were saying that it was changed about a week before, or even like I think maybe it was like a couple days before the reveal. That they made the decision to change it to Dama or Dama. Um, so also, as I brought up on the stream, because I did look this up on Google Translator. I know a lot of people are going to say Google Translator isn't that reliable, but obviously, when it comes to this simple word like this, they're going to be pretty good on it, spot on it. When I looked up on Google Translator, it always has the default language that the word comes from, and it wasn't from Japan. It was from a different language, Swahili language. And when it translates to English from that language, it translates to always, um, which I thought was kind of interesting. Choice of words there. But when I change the language to Japanese and translate it to English, it comes up the same word. However, the pronunciation is different. It's Dama in Japan, and it's Daima in English. That's how it's pronounced. Now, again, this might really not really mean that much, but I just felt it was something to bring up. Not exactly sure what the meaning is supposed to be behind. There's a lot of rumors online about this, but the one thing that was noted on the live stream that people pointed out was I think the showrunner guy, um, that was that was talking about the show in Japanese. He did have an English translator there. He said it. He said evil when he said Dragon Ball Daima. He said evil. Specifically, he didn't even use the translator for that. He said evil. So he's is suiting to the fact that it translates to evil. Now, again, this will depend on the localizers at Crunchyroll /Funimation. on whether they will translate it into an English word, though this is not even a Japanese word, so I'm not exactly sure if that's necessary. But there is going to be a pronunciation issue if this does not get localized. Another thing to note that some people also brought up is that some people I heard saying that this means like forever or / permanent. There's been a debate online already about that. Again, not exactly sure how true that is or not, because I'm not very familiar with this word specifically. But again, the person that did the showrunner did say it meant evil. So maybe it will get translated to Dragon Ball Evil. Not exactly sure if that means anything, though, considering that the trailer did show the demon realm. I think evil is probably an accurate word for this Daima or Daima. A lot of rumors going online about what this could be. I mean, based on the trailer that I seen, I think we're getting some type of codename Kids Next Door thing. Like someone in my live stream actually brought that up, and then I thought about it for a while, and I thought, like, that actually might be a thing. We might be onto something with this that theory, because literally it seems like, unless I'm totally wrong on this, it seems like everybody in this show is going to turn into a kid. Like, this wish is not just about Goku or Supreme Kai. It's literally everybody on Earth. I think the wish is going to be everybody on Earth turns into a kid, because it's the only thing that makes sense. Because how can Shenron change everybody into a kid without specifying specifically? Like, you can't just say, hey, we want all the Z fighters to turn into kids. No, because that wouldn't make sense, because Bulma and Chi-Chi aren't Z fighters. So it doesn't make sense. The only way it would make sense, and you can't say, oh, well, only Saiyans can transform into kids, because that doesn't make sense either, because there are Earthlings that turned into kids as well. So the only way this logically makes sense is that the wish was specifically to turn all the kids or all the adults into kids. That's the only way it makes sense. It's the only way it makes sense, because we see Marin in this is still a kid when Android 18 is holding her. She's still she is not affected by it. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, why is Trunks and Gotenks, why are they kids again, little kids again? Well, I do have a theory on that one, and that is the fact that, technically they are kind of older when Dragon Ball Super starts, as well as we seen in the last movie, they are a lot older. We start seeing them get taller and stuff like that. So technically, there is kind of a maturity there to them that might consider them on the adult realm. Again, I don't know where the cap is for this wish, but that's the only thing I can think of to why they would be kids, because we've seen Marin is still a kid, in this. She is not affected by it. So to me, that's the only way this makes sense, is that everybody turns into a kid, and we got some codename Kids Next Door shit going on here for some reason. Now, in terms of the show, I said in the live stream, okay, I'm going to be as fair about this, because I know the guy that did the live stream that was at New York City Comic-Con, kind of came off as a douche about the whole approach of Dragon Ball being, not being Dragon Ball Super and being this. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I would have preferred Dragon Ball Super 2 or whatever. I'm not going to lie about that. Because I do want to see more of that. The reason why I want to see it is because I want to see, not because of what everyone else wants, but it's mainly because I want to see that story finished. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all this stuff to adapt. I want to see it finished. Why are we not finishing it? Um, so I'll always be for them doing Dragon Ball Super over this. Um, and again, and I said it in the stream, I'm not a big fan of the whole transforming the adults into a kid thing anymore, as I said. And this isn't just about GT. You know, I didn't like what they did in Dragon Ball Super with Emperor Pilaf and Mai. I didn't like that they transformed them into kids either. So this isn't just a GT thing. I just don't think it's a good idea to do that stuff anymore. They tried it in GT. Didn't work. Yeah, it wasn't Akira Toriyama's work, but they tried it. It didn't work well. It wasn't received very well, and they're taking elements from GT to try and, I guess, make their own GT in a way. I mean, this isn't GT, but they're obviously I think Akira Toriyama's trying to make his own GT, not GT, but make something like GT that isn't GT and make it better and say, hey, this is how it should be. I have a feeling that that's what the whole idea behind this is. And I don't know if it's going to be received very well by the fan base. I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it does. I mean, a lot of people are scared that. I've seen a lot of people online seem to think that they're scared of it because it's gonna be less fighting and it's gonna be more like Dragon Ball, I guess, with the whole adventure element. A lot of people just prefer the fighting aspect of Dragon Ball Z, which I lean to agree with. The whole fighting aspect is better than the adventure aspect. But at the same time, based on the trailer, I didn't really get that. Despite them being kids, it seems like they're fighting. Also, I would be remiss to mention that Dragon Ball GT, despite bringing back some of the adventure elements to it, with going after the Dragon Balls the way they were going after the Black Star Dragon Balls, it was still a lot of heavy fighting, especially in the baby arc, especially the Super 17 arc. Those there was still fighting in Dragon Ball GT. So, and from what I've seen in the trailer, it seemed like they are still trying to put fighting in there despite them being kids. Again, will this be received very well? I'm not sure. I'm still going to give it a chance because it's Dragon Ball, and I think, anything with Dragon Ball attached to it is going to have some type of interest to it. Hopefully we don't have to wait for the dub that long, but, because I really don't want us to wait that long for it, like we did for Super. But yeah, I can agree with the sentiment of getting Dragon Ball Super first, but I do believe, because a lot of people are saying that there's never going to be Dragon Ball Super now. Guys, they're going to get to Dragon Ball Super. I don't know when they're going to get to Dragon Ball Super, but they will definitely get to Dragon Ball Super. There's no way they're not leaving money on the table. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, from a business standpoint, Toei Animation, Akira Toriyama, all those guys, they want to make money. They want to make money at the end of the day. And while Dragon Ball Super is making money, if they can make another show that can make money, then why wouldn't they want to do it? You know what I'm saying? So, the way I look at it is the show might do very well. I mean, like I said, I really would like to know where exactly this takes place in, because again, the timeline really doesn't make sense, when you got other stuff going on, with Super in between the events of, the end of the Buu saga and then before the martial arts tournament. That's where Super takes place. Where this show fits in, I don't know. I don't know where this exactly would fit in. This has to have taken place during the Boo saga, or before, or not during the Boo saga, or after the Boo. It has to, because they talk about Boo, they talk about Spring Kai. Again, they show the Demon Realm, which kind of implies that Deborah's going to be in there, because they didn't show Deborah in the trailer, but Deborah is the king of the Demon Realm. So he has to be involved in this. That's why I think this is more of a Boo element to this than anything else, because they are literally mentioning, the Demon Realm. The Demon Realm is Deborah. Deborah's got to be in this somewhere, I would think. It's going to be interesting to see who they have the English voice actors for a lot of these kid voices, because obviously a lot of these actors that do these adult voice for these characters, obviously when you do a kid voice, you want them to sound a little different than their adult voice. So gonna be very interesting to see who they get to be the voice actors for these characters. I know I personally would like Kid Goku to be voiced by Stephanie Nadolia, but I'm almost certain that's not going to happen. But wouldn't it be something if they had like Kid Frieza, and then you have Linda Young voicing Kid Frieza? Wouldn't it be something? That'd be kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of thinking thoughts here about the who the English voice actors would be for these kid voices if they decide not to use their adult voices, since they're now going to be kids. Obviously there are some already casted for some of the kid roles, but we never really heard Vegeta as a kid. We never really heard Piccolo as a kid. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see a lot, or Hercule as a kid, or Videl. We're going to, that's going to be something that's going to be really interesting. That's going to be some tough decisions they're going to have to make there on if they're going to have them have their kid, the kid voice is going to have the adult actors doing it or not. Like, that's going to be an interesting, going to be interesting to see how they do that one. Well, we get to see Kid Gohan again. They didn't show Kid Gohan in the trailer, but I'd have to imagine that he would be in this. Because that was another thing. They didn't show Gohan in this. So I'm wondering if he's going to be a kid in this. He's got to be if everyone's a kid. You got to see Videl as a kid. Yeah, we've never seen Videl as a kid. I just thought of that. We've never seen Videl as a kid, so that's going to be interesting. Because I'm imagining, like I said, if my theory is true, everybody on planet Earth is going to turn into a kid, which means we're going to see Videl, we're going to see Gohan, they're going to be kids, and we're going to get, well, no, he wouldn't be a team, he would be a kid. He would be Kid Gohan, in that case. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how they go about that. I'm very interested to see how they do this in fall of 2024. I would like to hear what you guys think. I might talk more about this if there's any more news that comes out. This was just wanting to give my more general thoughts rather than just going off on the stream that I was earlier. And let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my videos, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for all the latest contents. Thank you. And that's about it, guys. I'll Kamehameha later. I'm the S Ultimate Goku. I'm out of it. Peace. Also, make sure YouTube channel, the S Ultimate Goku. I do have my Twitch, the S Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the S Ultimate Goku, and I also do have my Discord link where we talk about anime news, cartoons, live action TV series, live action movies, football, NFL, AEW, WWE stuff, all that stuff. So make sure to check, subscribe, and follow. And now I'm out. Peace.